Did you know that stress silently chips away at your health, happiness, and overall quality of life? It's a stealthy invader, often going unnoticed until its effects have become too substantial to ignore. Let's delve into the hidden impacts of stress. Physically, it can manifest as headaches, muscle tension, chest pain, and even upset your digestive system. It's like a marauding bandit, robbing you of your vitality and leaving you feeling drained and depleted. Emotionally, stress can be even more insidious. It's like a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of your mind, sowing seeds of anxiety, depression, and frustration. It can make you feel overwhelmed, moody, and out of control. Now let's talk about mental health. Stress is like a fog that clouds your mind, making it difficult to concentrate or make decisions. It can lead you down a rabbit hole of negative thinking and self-doubt. But stress doesn't stop there. It also reaches out its gnarled hand to touch your productivity. It's like an unwelcome guest at your workplace, distracting you, reducing your efficiency, and stifling your creativity. And then there are your relationships. Stress is like a wedge that can drive itself between you and your loved ones, causing misunderstandings, conflicts, and distance. It can erode the joy and fulfillment you derive from your personal connections. But what if there was a simple, scientifically proven method to reduce stress and improve your daily life? Imagine a tool that could help you regain your physical vigor, emotional stability, mental clarity, productivity, and joyful relationships. Stay tuned because we're about to explore just that. Enter mindfulness meditation, a practice rooted in ancient wisdom and validated by modern science. It's a journey that takes you to the heart of your consciousness, a place where stress and anxiety are merely visitors, not residents. Mindfulness meditation is a technique that encourages you to be fully present in the moment, to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It's not about quieting the mind or achieving a state of eternal bliss, but rather about paying attention to the present moment intentionally and without judgment. This practice finds its roots in the Buddhist tradition, dating back over 2,500 years, but don't be mistaken by its ancient origins. Mindfulness meditation has been embraced by modern psychology and neuroscience, gaining widespread acceptance as a means to reduce stress, enhance emotional well-being, and improve overall quality of life. So what's the science behind it? Well, research has shown that mindfulness meditation can physically change the structure of our brains. It can increase the thickness of the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for higher-order brain functions such as awareness, concentration, and decision-making. Moreover, it can decrease the size of the amygdala, the part of the brain associated with fear and emotional reactivity. These changes, in turn, can lead to a reduction in stress and an increase in emotional well-being. But the power of mindfulness meditation stretches far beyond the brain. It is a tool that can help you navigate the tumultuous waters of life, providing a sense of calm amidst the storm. It can enable you to observe your stress and anxiety, not as overwhelming forces that control you, but as transient states that pass with time. And so, mindfulness meditation emerges as a beacon of hope, a lighthouse guiding us towards emotional well-being and away from the rocky shores of stress. It's a practice that invites us to experience life not as a series of stressful events, but as a dance of moments, ever-changing and ever-fleeting. But how does this ancient practice transform a person's life? Let's dive into a story that illustrates this transformation. Let's introduce you to our friend John, a hardworking individual whose life was once ruled by stress. John was like many of us, juggling work, family, and personal commitments. His days were filled to the brim, with every minute accounted for. His mind raced with thoughts of deadlines and obligations, leaving him feeling overwhelmed and drained. The constant hustle and bustle of life had taken its toll, leaving him feeling like a tightly wound spring, ready to snap at any moment. Stress was his constant companion, casting a dark shadow over his days. It crept into his nights, stealing away his restful sleep. He felt its impact on his health as he grappled with persistent headaches, a racing heart, and a general sense of unease that never seemed to leave him. His happiness was eluding him, his laughter had grown scarce, and his joy in the little things in life had started to wane. Then, one day, he stumbled upon a podcast about mindfulness meditation. The host spoke passionately about the power of the present moment, about the peace that could be found in simply being. John was intrigued but also skeptical. Could something as simple as focusing on his breath really help him combat the stress that had become such a dominant part of life? Despite his doubts, he decided to give it a try. He started with just 5 minutes a day, finding a quiet spot in his home where he could sit undisturbed. He focused on his breath, on the sensation of the air entering and leaving his body. His mind wandered, as minds are wont to do, but he gently brought it back each time, returning his focus to his breath. In the beginning, it was a struggle. His mind was like a wild horse resisting the reins. But he persevered, gradually increasing his meditation time. He learned to observe his thoughts without getting caught up in them, to let them come and go like clouds in the sky. He began to notice a shift. His headaches became less frequent, his sleep more restful. He found himself more patient, more present in his interactions with others. He felt a sense of calm seeping into his days, replacing the relentless stress that had once ruled his life. He realized that mindfulness meditation was not about emptying his mind or achieving some mystical state. It was about becoming aware, about recognizing and accepting his thoughts and emotions without judgment. It was about finding peace within himself, regardless of the chaos around him. Little did our friend John know this decision would completely transform his life. As our friend John embarked on his journey of mindfulness meditation, he started observing deep-seated changes in his life. This wasn't a sudden metamorphosis, but a steady alteration, akin to a flower gradually blossoming under the nurturing sunbeams. It was an expedition of self-exploration, a trek towards the tranquility within and contentment. John, just like many of us, was previously shackled by his thoughts and emotions. His regular state was one of stress, anxiety, and difficulty concentrating. The incessant mental noise seemed to never cease. However, as he incorporated mindfulness meditation into his day-to-day routine, he started experiencing a tranquility he had never felt before. His anxiety started to diminish and he felt a tidal wave of relief engulfing him. Slowly, John realized that his physical health was also on an upward trend. His blood pressure became steady, his sleep became more restful, and he felt a surge of energy. The advantages of mindfulness meditation were visible in his body, validating the potent connection. John's interpersonal relationships also began to transform. As he became more present and mindful, he started to listen more deeply, understand with greater empathy, and express himself more genuinely. His relationships became more significant, more satisfying. He was no longer mechanically going through his life, but was truly connecting with the people in his life. But possibly the most substantial change was in John's overall sense of happiness. He was no longer incessantly trying to pursue happiness in external factors. He had discovered a fountain of joy within himself, a joy that was independent of the outer world. He had learned to find satisfaction in the present moment, to cherish the splendor of the existing moment. John's life underwent a transformation not by altering his circumstances, but by changing his relationship with his thoughts and emotions. He realized that the secret to a satisfying life was not in the chase of more, but in the cultivation of mindfulness. And that's the true potency of mindfulness meditation. It doesn't just modify your mind, it transforms your life, and just like our friend John, it has the power to transform yours too. John's story is not unique. Thousands of people have turned their lives around with mindfulness meditation. It's a tool of transformation, accessible to everyone regardless of circumstances. It's not about the absence of stress, but creating a healthy relationship with it. Mindfulness meditation is a journey, not a destination. It's the practice of being present, fully engaged with whatever we're doing at the moment, free from distraction or judgment, and aware of our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. Imagine a bustling city street with cars honking, people rushing, noise overwhelming. Now, imagine you're in the middle of it all, yet you're at peace, calm in the chaos. That's the essence of mindfulness meditation. It's not about escaping life's storms, but learning to dance in the rain. Imagine a life where stress does not control you, but rather you control your response to stress. That is the transformative power of mindfulness meditation.